Hello class. So today we're going to go over parts of the guitar. So it's actually pretty simple. It almost looks like a person. So with that, this is a tuner, which we use to tune the guitar. So this whole part here is called the headstock or the head. Now these individual things here are called tuning keys, tuning pegs, or tuners. Usually tuning keys or tuning pegs. This plastic thing where each string has a little slot, that's called a nut. So headstock, tuning keys, nut. These obviously are the strings. We just call them strings. And important, they have names and numbers. So the one closest to the ground is the first string. First string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, sixth string. I always say the guitar's a little bit backwards because if you think about it, this is the lowest string to the ground, but it's the highest string with the pitch. And when I talk about the highest string, I'm talking about the pitch of the string. So this is the highest string, but it's also the first string and it's also E. So this is E, B, G, D, A, E. So both outside strings, the first string and the sixth string, or the highest string and the lowest string, are both E's. Easy to remember. So then you just have to remember the others. So now we have also frets. So the frets are the little metal bars that go across this way, and the guitar is like a grid. In fact, when you see a guitar diagram, either a scale or a chord, a lot of times they just use a picture like this that represents the strings and the frets, and then they represent it tells you what fingers to put to make a chord or a scale. So we have the frets, and this whole thing, the back of the guitar is generally referred to as a neck, and in front of the neck is the fretboard. Sometimes they also call it a fingerboard. So we have the neck and back, and this little part's called the heel. This whole thing is the body. It's also divided into two parts: lower bout, which is kind of this part, and upper bout, which would be this part. Then we have the sound board, which is this whole front board. We also have the sound hole, which is this, and then this decorative part actually has a name too. It's called the rosette. Then we have the bridge, and we have the saddle. So the saddle is the bridge is the whole thing here, this big. The saddle is the little plastic part that the strings sit on top of. So when I'm explaining things, I'm going to refer to parts of the guitar. I'll also refer to your fingers because we use two hands on the guitar to avoid complications. The left hand, where we play the notes on the fingerboard, are numbers, and it's easy. Left hand is 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hot dogs do you want? 2. Just like if you were, how we usually represent numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. The right hand is based on Spanish. So the index finger, indicia, same thing. These two are the same, similar in English and Spanish. So this is I and this is middle. So M, I, M. And these are the two main ones we need to know at the beginning. We do use the thumb on the right hand, and that's called pulgar, or P. So we have P, I, M. And this, in English we call it the ring finger, but in they call it anular in Spanish, so it's A. So index, middle, A, and P. So that's what I want you to know, the parts of the guitar and how we label the fingers. And this is how I communicate to you. I'll say on the third, and also we'll get into this in the left hand video, but I may correct you by telling you, no, it's your first finger. And if I say that, I'm talking about your left hand. Or I may say you need to go a fret lower or down. And when I say down, I mean that way, because as we go down, it's always pitch. So that's down, that's up. So guitar is a little upside down and backwards in some respects. That concludes this video.